So for C and D, we have the length and width. So we count our length. It's going to be 3 along the vertical, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 times 12 is 36, so you can count up 36 squares in there. So we have 3 times 12 gives us an area of 36 squares. For D, it's going to be a square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 6. And that's going to give us 36 squares of area as well. Okay, so although the shapes are different, the areas are exactly the same because if we count up the number of squares inside that diagram, we're going to get 36 here and 36 here. Now, again, with triangles, we're measuring squares. But the problem is with triangles, it cuts through some of these squares. So how do we calculate the area of a triangle? We do this by, first of all, making our rectangle. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's a 4 by 9 rectangle. The total rectangle is going to be 36. But a triangle is exactly half of a rectangle. So what we do is we take the area of the rectangle, so we make, as long as it's 90 degrees, we make our rectangle area and we take exactly half of it, and that gives us 18 squares. Now these ones are harder to count, so we have to rely on the fact that the triangle is exactly half of a rectangle. So same thing here. It doesn't matter where the point of the rectangle or the triangle is. We know that we can chop it up like this. We know that this area is exactly the same as this area. This area is exactly the same as this area. So again, we can just say that the triangle shaded is exactly half the rectangle that we have. So to find out the area here, we're going to count the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need a height. So we cannot use this diagonal line here. That won't work. That doesn't make squares. What we have to do is we have to use a vertical line that is 90 degrees. So we can draw it here if we want. We can count the squares here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As long as it's 90 degrees to the base. Okay, so this is, we counted, I think it was 8. So we're going to do 8 times 5. That gives us the rectangle area, and we take exactly half of it to get the triangle. So we have exactly 20 squares. And this one's a little, we can't actually count the squares very easily in the triangle because they're chopped up, but we can count the squares in the rectangle and we know it's exactly half.